Alright, first video in a while for the studio here, and as you can see, this is a new guitar day for me. This is really my Christmas present to myself this year. I usually try and get myself something nice at Christmas time. It's not been a particularly good year for anybody financially, so it's not really anything too extravagant. I've been looking at one of these for a while though. A great modding platform again. I'm only going to upgrade a few parts on it because generally speaking these are really well made and have pretty good parts on them. So let's get into the box and see how it looks. As I say, these guitars have got a really good reputation. This is nothing new, they've been out for years. A lot of people have got them. I did have one before, a slightly different version, mind you. But I really wanted one that was more sort of traditional this time. So this is the one that I went for. And let's see, they can sort of vary in how they look, these, in terms of grain and things like that, and the neck. Recently the production, or maybe it was just temporary recently, but I know that some now are made in Indonesia. For a long time they were made in China. There's some debate on what's better, but to be honest I think you can get good and bad for either country. But generally speaking, across the board, these guitars are really well made. There's very slight differences between the Indonesian and Chinese ones. I'll maybe be able to point a couple of these out. Get this out of the box, so there we go. But the differences are really small, but there is a couple of obvious differences there that actually I never noticed until I seen it in other videos. So let's have a look and see. Really well packed. And I went for this colour. This colour's a bit less popular than the other colour, but I prefer this one. I think it's nicer, personally. But you know, everybody's got their own taste. Let's see. And unusually for me, there's a maple fretboard, and I don't normally go for maple fretboards, but I think in this guitar it just works, and it really sticks with how it should be for its era anyway, or how it's supposed to be. So there we go, it's the classic vibe 50s Telecaster. God, the neck feels lovely on this. That's the thing about these higher end Squiers, you can get some Squiers that feel kind of, I don't know, they feel cheaper, you know. But these always really actually feel like really good Fenders, to be honest. I mean, they genuinely do feel that way in your hands. It's a nice weight, it's not too heavy, but it's still got a good bit of weight. Probably weighs about 8 pounds or something. I would need to weigh it properly. I love the neck on it. Even though it's a gloss neck, it's something I would normally not go for. I mean, the action is absolutely superb. The gloss doesn't feel too thick or too sticky, which is nice. Even on the fretboard, I remember having a gloss fretboard before on the Mexican Fender, and I was never that keen on it. But it actually feels really nice. The fret ends are great. This is actually an Indonesian model, this one. The main difference between the Chinese and the Indonesian is on the Chinese ones, before you would get the brass saddles. To be honest, I don't mind that because I've got another bridge I was going to put on there anyway, a Goto in-tune bridge, which has got compensated brass saddles. So it didn't really matter that much. It's got the one ply black pick guard, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera there, how you can see the grain through the finish. Might be hard to see it on that, hopefully. You can see the sort of lines of the grain through the finish. It's a bit more obvious in person. But it's just a lovely, it's almost like a sandy white colour, this. The pots feel nice, but I'll maybe swap them out at some point depending on if it's the mini pots or not. Switch feels fine as well. But yeah, there it is, and the neck is a nice profile. It's pretty much a modern C, which is what I would generally go for anyway. So I just need to get it plugged in and try it out and see how it sounds. Just a quick demo plugged in as well. But lovely made guitars. I sold a couple of things recently so I could actually get this, to be honest. Just a couple of things I wasn't using. But Yeah, and let's see, yeah, the nut looks fine as well. I think the difference between these and the other Chinese ones is this tree, strangely enough, was further back on the other ones. Um, Whether that makes much of a difference, I don't know. I would have thought being closer to the nut would be better to get a better push down on the nut, but who knows? I mean, I remember trying a Chinese one before and it felt fine. I didn't see any ill effects of having the string tree further back there. The other obvious one, as I say, is the brass saddles. I think, to be honest with you, I don't know if they're still using pretty much Tone Rider pickups in these. I think these are Alnico 3, but don't quote me on that, but I think they are. The split post tuners, I don't mind. In fact, you know, I might actually do a video showing how I tune up split post tuners, because you've no idea how many people I see online saying that they just don't know what to do with these split post tuners and they never work and the strings slide out, and I actually find them really, really good to work with. I prefer locking tuners overall, where you just pull it through and tighten at the back, and the pin locking tuners, but if I was to pick normal tuners, it would always be these. I find these much easier, and also as well, if you ever need to take your strings off for anything, these are easier to put your strings back on again, whereas the ones that you go through and have to sort of trap it and wind it, they're a lot more difficult to use your strings again, if you ever need to take them off to do something quickly under the pick guard. But yeah, there it goes. There it is. It's the 50s, and this is the blonde finish or something. It's not, you get the butterscotch blonde, and this is the vintage blonde or something like that. Anyway, it's pretty much like a sandy white colour, but really classic looking. And just, I'm always so impressed with the necks on these guitars. They really feel just really nice in your hands. So I'll do a wee sound demo as well, and just a wee quick one to hear how it sounds through the amps. I don't know if I'm going to change the pickups yet. I might change them. It really just depends how it sounds in my setup. I tend to like something a wee bit hotter when it's single coils, just to get a bit more sort of beef to the sound. Sometimes they can sound a bit weak single coils, but I'll see how it sounds through my setup. If I'm happy with it, I may just leave them. So there you go, the 50s Squier Classic Vibe Telly. Really nice guitar. As I say, plenty of people have got these. This is nothing new, but I don't know if there's too many demos of the latest ones, so here it is.